your priority. So we will go ahead and get started. Ben, you have some cool slides. I changed the color of the last slide just so it wasn't all white for the BU but fast or BU but science. I really love that. So I'm actually going to turn it over to our lead scientist, and he is going to walk us through a presentation right now. So without further ado, I've given you share screen rights, brother. Let's go ahead and take it away. You're muted, brother.
Pressing lots of buttons over here, sorry. You guys see the screen?
Yep.
Uh-oh. We gave away the secret.
Boomer. All right, let me.
Boomer moment. All right, guys, here we are. Thank you, everybody, for being here and listening to the first OpCity and Ojo Labs overview meeting. Hopefully, this will answer all the questions that you may have on these programs. We haven't really, as a team, discussed or even gone over what these programs are, how they work, how you get paid, who gets paid on them. So hopefully, this is going to explain, the ins and outs of the program. So I'm Ben Rojas, your lead scientist. I've been with the team. I think I was like employee number 40 or 50 or something like that. I worked with Kenny and Elias way back in the Climb days when we used to have MLSs written in stone and things like that. And now we're obviously in the new generation where everything's on tech. So what we're going to cover today is both of these lead sources, their referral agreements, which are going to be called RFAs. So start learning that because that's going to be common knowledge or common terms that we're going to use. The commission splits, and we're going to give an example. The requirements for both of these programs, how you receive leads, how you update leads, how they want you to update leads, how we want you to update leads, and then best practices on how to win more leads and close more deals. And that's what we're going to cover today. So the first program we're going to talk about is OpCity. OpCity is the consumer-facing side of Realtor, or OpCity is the platform where we receive leads on the real estate side. The consumer-facing side is Realtor.com. They obviously advertise properties just like Zillow and Truly and everybody else does. And when someone inquires on the Realtor.com app, they send a notification to all the agents in a particular area. Their style of lead distribution is called click-to-win style leads. If you can look at that phone on the left-hand side of the screen, it says new buyer referral, Austin, Texas. You would have to click on that and then accept that lead. They do buy, sell, and lease type of leads, and leads are distributed on a ranking system. So as you get better at responding to leads, you should receive better quality leads. Okay, so the next one is the referral agreement. So their RFA is 30% for anything under 150,000 and 35% for anything over. Their referral agreement stretches 2 years on all transactions. So if this person buys and sells, and then a year later buys and sells, you owe them on 4 transactions. It's any and all transactions during the 2-year period after they assign that lead. Now, when do they want their leads updated? They want a 1 time per week minimum. Team Fast, we want you to update them at least 2 times a week, ideally 3 times a week. And I'll get into why we want that later. Now, they have an interesting system where they're going to give you a score. On the dashboard, and I couldn't get into the platform this morning on my phone, they are going to have a little heat thermometer. And that heat thermometer, the greener it is, the better likelihood. If you're not on mute, can everyone mute themselves? If you're, where was I? The greener it is, the higher the rank, the better the score you're going to have, and the more leads you're going to get. If you fall into the yellow or into the red, they do have pausing and redistribution of your leads as a penalty. So what they want to see is they want to see agents receiving leads, updating leads, and working leads, but also releasing leads that are not leads that are going to close in the next 30, 60, or 90 days. Okay, so how did the split work? So everyone has their own split, but we're going to use a 50-50 team split for this example because it's the easiest one to use. For on $1 million sale, a 2.5 commission would be $25,000 in gross commission. Gross means the big number. So 25,000 times 35% is 8,750 to OpCity right off the top. The remaining 16,250 is used as your base with the team. If it's a 50-50 split, the team gets 8,125 and the agent gets 8,125. The more production you do, the higher your split, and you can have partner deals and all kinds of other deals. But that base right here, the remaining amount, is what your individual calculation is based on. And this is just for OpCity. Now, the way that you receive leads, like I said, was that you're going to be given the little notifications, but the way you set up your system is that on your individual dashboard, you choose a specific, like we'll call it a home zip code. Your home zip code could be where you want to do business. It could be the most condensed city in an area. It could be where you've done a bunch of sales. But that city is important because that's where you're basically going to be geographically located for lead distribution. From that center point, you can choose a 25-mile zip code or a radius, 30-mile zip code, 50-mile zip code, where they will send you leads in that area. It's important for you to answer all the leads that you're given because you are going to be graded on not only how many leads you receive, but also how many you click and how many you win. So all the agents, the way they distribute these leads is that all the agents in one particular zip code are sent that lead. Let's use, for example, Walnut Creek, 94596. There's a lot of apartments, there's a lot of condos, there's a lot of agents, there's a lot of offices, and a lot of agents are going to use that zip code as their home base. If you're in that zip code, when you receive or when someone clicks on a property in that area or in the radius, that's going to go out to every single agent who's signed up for that zip code. If you are, for example, in Lodi, and that's your home zip code, you're going to be much more likely to receive a notification and win the notification than someone else than in Walnut Creek, because that's going to have less agents in it. Agents have to click to win each lead, and then the won leads are then assigned to that specific agent. Okay, so this is the really important part. On your referral platform, you're going to be on your phone, and there's going to be different stages. The first one is spoke. After you win, Realtor.com will call you and they'll connect you live, or they'll send you a text with the information. From there, the first thing you want to do is reach out to that lead. Same standard script, appointment, location, motivation is what you want to do. And then from there, you want to set up the next appointment, whether it's at a house or whether it's a buyer consultation. From there, you're going to change the status to we met, and then put in whatever notes you have. If you talked about them wanting to buy a condo, they want to buy a condo, 2-bed, 3-bed, 2-bath, $500,000. We want you to enter as many notes as possible. As you move that client along, that client is going to get the little green arrows, and then your score is going to increase, which increases your likelihood of getting better leads. So it's super important that you move that lead down the funnel. So the algorithm or OpCity knows that you're interacting with that client and that you're doing your job to move that client closer to everyone earning a commission. So the easiest thing to do is call your leads on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday is great because you're fresh from the weekend. You can call the lead and say, hey, did you see any homes this weekend? From there, you can update and say, the client saw this home on the weekend. We're going to look at disclosures, blah, blah, blah. If nothing happens on Monday, you can call them on Wednesday and ask them to see if they want to set a tour for that weekend. If they want to set a tour, enter the notes. They want to see 123 Happy Street on Sunday at 2 p.m. On Friday, if you still haven't made contact with that client, you call to confirm a tour this weekend and whether or not they want to see a property. Now, these are the statuses that we want you to use. The first call is spoke. Buyer's consult or a tour is met with. Offers, obvious, you're writing offers. Contract is when you're in escrow. But if these clients can't qualify in 30 days, meaning if you can't get them approved for a home loan, or if they're unwilling to proceed with getting approved, then what we want you to do is release those back to OpCity. We are sales agents. We're not ISAs. We're not mortgage loan officers. We're not credit repair people. We don't build houses. We don't measure fences. We sell homes. If that person wants to do anything else other than buy a home, that lead needs to go back to OpCity or to an appropriate party. We're only in the home selling business, and I'll tell you why this is important next. Okay, so Eli, should we stop there? Any questions on OpCity, or do you want to go straight to Ojo Labs?
I had a quick question. So do we do all the communication through the app, like phone calls and the text messages, or can we do it just on our personal phone?
So that's a very good question. They want you to use their system. However, OpCity's phone numbers, they go through a relay, an electronic relay, and most carriers mark them as spam. So although you should try to call through that platform, if it doesn't go through and if they don't pick up, use your cell phone and then just copy and paste whatever notes into the platform.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Ojo Labs. Okay, Ojo Labs.
Ben, do these leads into this, Marina, do these leads integrate automatically with FOB?
Yes and no. So all your leads that come in through email will be what's called email parsed directly into your Follow-Up Boss. Follow-Up Boss has some API connections with certain apps. I believe Realtor.com does have an API key that you can connect directly with your club. But in the event that it doesn't, it has email parsing. And so email parsing is when it reads your email and then takes a lead and then puts it into your Follow-Up Boss. So one way or the other, it should be able to work.
Okay.
And hey, just jumping in real quick, for the email parsing to work, I'll post it in the channel. But for the email parsing to work, there's a setting you have to flip in admin, and then obviously your email address that you use with OpCity has to be the same as the one that you're using for Follow-Up Boss. But I'll post it. It's super easy. You just basically have to flip a switch in Follow-Up Boss to get the emails to flow into your CRM through the OpCity emails.
Okay, cool. Jesse, did you have a question?
Yes. I had a question in regards to releasing the leads. Is there a process that we should go to do that? Because I know I have now a couple that I need to release, or because they're like either not responsive or they're not ready to go right now. Should I like do all those at once or kind of stagger those, or what effect does that have on the algorithm?
So that's a really good question, and you should attend to today at 2 p.m. We have a mastermind session with the group that's helping us manage the back end of this. They're called Rise. You should release them, but you have to release them after you've move them down as far as you can down the funnel with as many notes as you can. And you should release them like sporadically or like spread out. So maybe one today, one the day after tomorrow, and then one like, next week. Because if you release them all during the same time, it makes it look like you're just kind of like getting rid of leads. But first you want to move them all the way down and show the algorithm that you tried everything you could under the sun to really get that person to close.
Okay. All right. I got you. Thank you.
No problem. And then conscious assets. I forgot your name.
Sorry, my name is Keelan.
Keelan, there you go. What's going on?
Yeah. Hey. So I have OpCity as well. I used to have it, and then I got it transferred over to Team Fast. But I called the support team. I tried pretty much everything. I even did the push notification, but I have pretty much nothing coming in. And I just wanted to see if it was particularly the area that I'm in, since you guys are Bay Area based. Is it kind of not giving me them because it's reading that, the team is in the Bay Area, but I'm all the way out in Elk Grove?
It shouldn't. I think I saw your Slack message. You're in SAC. I don't think it should, because it's going to be based on your particular zip code. But again, we should have you join the Q&A with Rise today, the mastermind at 2 p.m. and then ask Felicia those questions specifically. So Julia, we're going to hold off, and Jim, we're going to hold off until we're done with this, the Ojo Labs. So I think we might be able to cover the same info at the end on this, on a Q&A.
Cool.
So let's go over Ojo. So Ojo, so Ojo is the other platform that we have. The consumer-facing side is Movado.com. They have click-to-win style leads as well. They do buy and sell. Their lead distribution, though, is based on a round robin for top ranking agents. And it works a little different in that they give whoever has a higher, we'll call it score or credit score or ranking score within their system, but we don't have a visual on what your rank is. But we'll get into that in a little bit. So Ojo Labs, the referral agreement is 35% across the board with a 2-year period on all transactions. And they also have what's called a tail clause. And so the tail clause means that if that person comes back to you a year later through Movado or through whatever the platform is or Ojo, then that reignites another 2 years. So this one's a little bit harder than OpCity because they have a 2-year with like a continuation clause. They only require updates on a notification basis. So if they need an update, they will ping you on your app and say, hey, we need you to update this lead. Same split, they're 35% across the board. So in this example, it would be exactly this amount. So on $1 million, you would owe them 35%, which is $8,750. The remaining is used as your base. If you're on a 50-50 split, half goes to the team, the other half goes to the agent. Ojo Labs works a little bit differently in that they let you choose your zip codes. So I just looked up the zip codes where I am, and these are the ones that are available where I could potentially receive leads. They distribute on a round robin basis. So what that means is that there's agents out there that have a really high score. Those agents will receive the lead first. I think they've got 30 seconds with a little like time clock thing for them to accept that lead. If they accept that lead, then that lead is emailed to them and they get a call from Ojo connecting them to the client. If they decline the lead, then it goes to the number 2s. Same process, they get 30 seconds to choose, accept, or decline. If they decline, go to the next one. And so on and so forth. So decline leads, they go all the way down the chain until someone accepts them, and they go down in ranking. So the algorithm is very interesting because it likes certain things. It likes interaction and it likes information. This lead platform, you want to click on accept or decline every single lead because it wants engagement. A lot like social platforms, the more you comment on someone's post, the more that person comes to the top of your feed. Ojo Labs is the same way. The more you accept, the more you decline, the more you go in there and update their leads, the more they know that you're someone that wants to engage with them. So this is a very important thing to do, is to tell them, yes, I want that lead, or no, I don't want that lead. When you say no, it'll ask you why. You're busy, it's the type of the property, it's not an area you work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to give them feedback so then they know that you're someone that wants to work with them. Again, just like OpCity, you've got to move down the client into the different stages. If you've met with them, how likely they are to close, if they're selling, they've been pre-approved, and all those details. If the buyers are not ready to purchase or sell within the next 3 months, 30, 60, or 90 days, they want you to release those leads back to Ojo. Ojo only wants you working on active buyers. They don't want you holding leads that you think that one day you're going to convert, because they don't believe that we can do a better job than they do. They're really good at identifying when a buyer is ready to buy or when a seller is ready to sell. So if someone is referred to you and that person for some reason goes cold or is unresponsive, you should release those leads back to them, because then the algorithm knows that you're working the system, moving that person down the process. And if for some reason it doesn't work out, you give it back to them and they start working that lead again. And that's how Ojo Labs maximizes their efficiency. So thank you. Now Q&A. Remember, BU but science. So what other questions do you guys have?
Ben, how do they rank the agents? You said
Ojo Labs?
Yes.
You know, I wish we had visuals behind that. We don't have like a scoreboard and we don't have a ranking system. The gentleman that I talked to, he's one of the division executives, and he just kept telling me that the more that you interact with the application, the more that Ojo knows that you are an agent that they want to do business with.
So it's physical interaction.
Yeah, click interaction, calling their clients, using the app, opening the app, just a lot of interaction with the application. And with the clients through the application, I should say, with the clients.
Yeah, and for example, too, like the engagement if you're gonna reject a lead, like you could just ignore it and then that's, you know, you're not accepting it. But they actually like they're part of their algorithm for rating agents is like what percentage of leads they've accepted or rejected. Basically, like it doesn't hurt you to reject a lead, but it hurts you to not reject it or not accept it and just leave it sitting there. So ideally, 100% of your leads are opened and 100% of your leads are either accepted or rejected. So even if you're not going to take it, it benefits you going forward to take the time to click on it, open it, and reject it if you don't want it. So that when engagement, that's one of the points of engagement that they measure is that you're opening and accepting or rejecting every lead.
So basically we build up ranking as we go is what it is.
Right.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Thanks.
Yeah. And then
a couple questions here in the chat, and Ben, if you could just stop sharing your slides. Thank you, sir. So a couple questions. Jim asked, are we all signed up with Ojo? Like, can you elaborate on your question?
Yeah, I can take that. So sorry. A lot of people signed up for Ojo. So we had a big account that we had initially with Ojo, and we had to clean up a couple things. I sent the list off to the area, the district manager last week, I think on Monday, and that is in process to go to Kenny for his approval to add all the new team members. So any day now, everyone should be getting an email that says you're invited to Ojo. You've got to sign the contract, which you agree to the referral agreement, and then it'll give you the next steps. Like, here's the app, download this link, blah, 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 blah.
And that's if you completed the form, right? Like they indicated they wanted to be added to Ojo, right? Not just everybody's automatically on.
No.
So if you haven't filled out a form, there's like links to it in Slack, and Ben's put it out. But if you haven't filled out a form, then no, you're not on that list that's waiting for approval. You need to actively sign up for it. You're not just automatically signed up.
And another thing here, and I appreciate you bringing that up. So another thing, if you have never worked in online lead and you're new to the team and you've never done a buyer's consultation, I'm going to send it out. It's going to go out today. I'm going to have you guys do your buyer's consultation, and it's a one-way interview through a program called Spark Hire, where you can literally role play with your buyer's presentation. It's really, really easy. It's pretty fun so you can really kind of see how you do a buyer's presentation, and then we'll coach you in areas of improvement, polishing points, and say, you know, you're ready to rock and roll. Because someone's talking. Isn't that right, Nina? Hold on a second. But thank you. So it's really important. It's one thing to have a lead, right? And we're going to talk heavily about the communication piece, but what do we actually say to the leads? And then what do we do when we actually have an appointment with a lead that wants to go see a house? We want to make sure that you guys are firing on all cylinders, that as soon as you get the lead, that you can take them all the way to the end result of handing keys over. So I'll be sending that out today. So be on the lookout for that. And if you have affiliated with us in the last 90 days, please make sure to do that and send it back to myself for polishing points. Good stuff. What other questions, you guys? What channel in Slack has the link to sign up for Ojo?
I just checked that link. It's showing that the sign up sheet is full. Maybe are you getting the same message?
Oh, so it's not in the general. So go into Slack and look for the OpCity and Ojo channel. There's a separate channel. You've got to search for it and then add yourself. Once you add yourself to the channel, it's pinned to the top. There's a monday.com sign up list.
So I just had a quick question for Ben. It's Misty here. Ben, a couple of weeks ago, you had sent out an email that we were cleaning up Ojo. And if you were already signed up, is that okay? Or is it a new sign up? Because I know you said there was a lot of craziness kind of going on with the cleanup. So same one. We just finally got everything cleaned up and sent over to for the sign up sheet on Monday of last week. So it should be added. Yeah. But if we're already
Ojo
signed up, we're okay. We're part of the team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just for new additions and people who signed up on the Slack channel.
Cool.
So I'm sorry. If I signed up for OpCity, then am I already on the Ojo?
I believe so. So that list was for both Ojo and OpCity, and that's for the newer agents. Yeah, because older agents they got access to it through different sources.
Okay, and then also I'm one of these people that had an account before that sort of went dormant, and I didn't have all this training about what they wanted or anything before. Anyway, so they were supposed to merge my accounts, and I guess that's still happening. I haven't gotten anything.
Is that OpCity or Ojo?
That was OpCity. I've never had Ojo before, but
Colette, I think we added you on, right? I think I'll check with you. I'll ping me through Slack, and then I'll check out your profile to see if you've been merged. Because I think I received or I sent off a request for your accounts to be merged under our account.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good question here. So Julia asked, do we have access to the leads for Follow Up Boss? Do you mean the lead pond? So everyone actually has access to the lead pond, but in order for you to start calling those leads, and if you have, it's okay, we ask as a company that you do your buyer's consultation first. Because I'm okay with you guys working the leads, but I want to make sure that you are the best before you go out in the field and you're practicing with a client that could potentially be $20,000, $30,000 commission check. So to answer your question, you do have access. The only ask that we have is that you guys do your buyer's consultation. You guys will get that. Joellen did hers this last week. We've said good things about you, Joellen. I gave you some feedback on Spark Hire. I don't know if you've seen that yet. Yeah, I did give you some feedback on that. So how do we sign up for the buyer's consultation? So once again, this is an email that's going to go out to everybody. If you just affiliated in the last 90 days, you guys are going to hit the Spark Hire one-way interview. It's going to ask you a couple login questions, and then simple. You'll see
earlier. Hold on.
Marina,
Sorry.
can you mute yourself? Hold on, let me, okay, cool. So it's a one-way interview. You'll hear me do an intro, and then there'll be 9 questions that you answer about the buyer's consultation, and then there'll be an outro video as well. Based on that, then we'll have a group coaching or a one-on-one coaching based on where we see that you guys need the most improvement, polishing points, and areas of opportunity. Go ahead, Joellen.
I didn't hear your intro.
Yeah, it wasn't there when I originally sent it out to you.
Oh, okay.
It's there now. So the description's there and the intro as well as an outro video. It was a work.
I'm just going to chime in real quick on the lead pond. Ben and I are also going to work on some standards for if you're going to work the lead pond, some things you kind of basically have to like agree to do and not do. And also if you're a newer agent that's come on and don't see the lead pond, it's because it hasn't been added yet. We're waiting for that buyer's consultation link to be set up, and like Elias said, you just need to run through that, and then we can add you. But yeah, we'll have a kind of an agreement. Basically, there's been a few agents that have like spammed the lead pond, all within the stretch of a few days. So it's like we don't want these people to be handled in a way where they're we give ourselves no chance. So mass emails to the lead pond, thing like that's not going to be allowed. Transferring chunks of leads to your own account, like that's not going to be allowed. So just be aware that there's some standards you need to agree to and work in the lead pond, and we'll send something out on that sooner than later.
Yeah, and maybe go ahead.
I was just going to say, maybe you give me a few minutes, I can go over some basic numbers so people understand conversion rates.
That'd be great. What I'd like to pull up, if we can pull up a quick report to show them what we kind of talked about the other day, where we're seeing agents really spam on email, but not making any phone calls. The idea is with online leads is that you pick up the phone, you work those leads, you call them, and you ask for the appointment. It's literally, it's the basics, right? But a lot of us don't know how to truly do that, right? Because let's ask, by a show of hands right now, how many people think that they can convert any online lead that they got a phone call from right now? I'll raise my hand because I feel that no matter what, give me a lead, I'll convert that, right? And so what I want to see is I want everyone, hell yeah, right? But that comes from training, coaching, and making sure that you understand the verbiage that's needed in order to get these people to a face-to-face or a screen-to-screen appointment. So I'm going to turn it over to you in just a second, Ben. But Misty, you had a question, your hand was up, and then we'll go to Keelan, your hand was up as well.
Yeah, just a quick question, and this may be for Ben or John. So I received the lead from Follow Up Boss yesterday. Totally caught me off guard. It was like 40 minutes after. I didn't know that we get leads directly to our phones. Do you guys know it?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So that's part of, you join Team Fast and we give you leads. Like we have leads. So we're only talking about OpCity and Ojo, but we have Wiki Realty, Fast Experts. There is Trulia from back in the day. We have thousands of leads from like open houses that we've input. And so we have an ISA team that's dialing and calling these leads every single day. So Follow-Up Boss, what we want you to understand is the Follow-Up Boss should be like another Ojo, should be like another Zillow, should be like another, it's just another lead source. We're dumping all these lead sources in there and incubating these leads and get them as close as we can for them to engage with the client. So the way they're being distributed is that there's all kinds of different distribution methods that we're going to get into on Thursday for the next call. But just know that when you hook up your Follow-Up Boss to your phone, you will get email notifications and like alerts that says that you have a new lead, $1 million that they want to buy in Vacaville, 500K they want to buy a condo in Walnut Creek. And as those leads get engaged, they get routed to the different agents that are on the system. So
Ben, let me ask you a question. So this right here is the text that she got yesterday. That is directly a lead for Misty, correct? That's not a lead that was put into the lead pond, because that's what used to happen, is that a lead would go into the lead pond and agents that had notifications on, they would get notifications for all leads going into the lead pond. That would happen frequently, as well as for emails. And the agent's like, do I respond to this or not? So if we can just get some color on that.
Yeah. So Misty, what was the source of that lead? Like it should have shown the source. What was the source?
Follow-Up Boss, people view.
But what was the source of the lead?
Let me click on that.
Yeah, that's what came through, John.
And then I'm going to click this for you, John. Oh, it's a screenshot. So Misty, if you can share that, because I remember this used to happen with the lead pond, right? Anytime a lead went into
no, that's not it. So Misty, if you click on the lead and look on the left side, what does it say for source?
Okay, give me a second. Let me get to it. Okay, so I'm going to click on, it takes me to the website. Source. Now, where at, John? Where am I? Oh, wait, it says import. It just says import.
And Zillow Flex.
Oh, tags. So under tags, it has Walnut Creek, Zillow Connected, Zillow Property Tour. It was the first time I ever got one.
Yeah. So you want to take that one, or do you want me to take it, John?
Go ahead, Ben.
So some leads are not live connections. Some leads are people that are just browsing on Zillow, and they clicked on your name, and then they went to a property after they clicked on your name. So if they do that, then that lead goes to you directly without having a referral. Maybe.
OMG. So guys,
Maybe.
Unfortunately, I didn't know that. So keep your eyes on your phone. It was 40 minutes later when I responded and she had already connected with somebody, but that's great to know. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. So
hence why we're here doing this.
Yeah. So a little bit on consumer behavior, and then I want to touch on conversion rates. So consumer behavior, what we're seeing right now is we're seeing people who want to go see a property. They do the whole Uber versus Lyft kind of thing. They're like, well, who's cheaper? Who's going to get me there faster? Like, what cars are available? So they click on Zillow, they click on Trulia, they click on Realtor.com, they click on, Movado. And then whoever gets to that lead first and engages with that lead and shows them the property usually wins that lead. So these people are like clicking on everything, and whatever comes in first, that's what they go with. So it's very important that you respond to in the first 5 seconds. So now going on to response times. The stats show that the shorter your window from when you receive the lead to when you actually call that lead back, the higher the likelihood of you actually winning that person's business. I think if a lead is called in the first 5 minutes, it's like 80% likely that person will engage with you. If it goes to like even 10 minutes, that percentage drops off to like 10 or 15%. So the first 5 minutes are critical for you to respond to that lead and get in front of that lead as quickly as possible. After you've engaged with that lead, the sooner that you can do a face-to-face meeting at a property, in an office, or wherever it is crucial, because NAR has a stat that like 75% of people work with the first agent that they actually meet, not the one that they talk to, the first person that they actually meet. So what we want appointments. We want either Zoom or at a property or in person, but something for you to physically be in the same space as that individual. Yeah. And then after that, some conversion numbers that you should be aware about. Back to the Follow-Up Boss lead pond. Cold leads convert at about a 2.5% clip. So you would have to call 100 to get 2.5 leads to actually engage with you. Zillow closes at a much higher rate. Nationally, they say they're up to 6 and 7%. And those are people that actually have already been handed to you. Realtor.com says they're better. Ojo, I'm not too sure if I don't know their numbers, but it really is a numbers game. You really need to engage with a lot of people to get a small amount of leads. Now, this isn't the end all be all. This isn't for you to run your entire business off of. This is something for you to start learning, getting your feet wet, learning how to sell real estate, how to engage with people, how to be comfortable on the phone, and then build your business from there. But before you do that, we need you to learn the basics, which is how to answer a phone call, how to do a buyer's presentation, how to engage with the clients, and how often to engage with the clients in order to assure that you're getting the maximum like pull through when you're calling those clients.
Joe Ellen had a question, and then the guru had a question too. So Joe Ellen.
Just wanted to bring up some technical issues with what I'm going through with Ojo right now. And I was getting leads up until January 28th through them. And I called my carrier today, and apparently my short code was blocked. And they unblocked it. And then I did a test with Ojo, but it's still not coming through. So now we have to check my iPhone settings to see what's going on. So once you start getting all these notification short codes coming in, your carrier, which is T-Mobile for me, which I guess this has been happening a lot because I'm also on the Facebook group. So I kind of learned about that of Ojo, that the calls can start getting blocked. Yeah. So then you'll be like, why am I not getting any leads? What's going on? A week's gone by, 2 weeks. And, you know, I've been writing support for a while now, and finally we're getting into it, working on it. So just wanted to bring that up in case anyone else has issues.
Yeah, that can happen. There's lots of tech issues that can come up with just phones in general and all the different relays. But one tip that they recommended for everyone is to restart your phone at the beginning of the day so that it pings to the closest cell tower. Because, you know, since you're basically being judged on how quickly you click on these leads, the faster that you're connected, or the shorter the distance of a cell tower, the faster you get the notification, the sooner you can get the notification. So restart your phone every morning and try to click on as many leads as you receive.
The guru, excuse me, guru.
Good information. Part of that was what I was going to say. I was having issues when I was getting the OpCity leads before, that I would be clicking on it and it wouldn't go, or when I did win a lead, it would like drop off before I could get the call, or anyway. So good information to just restart my phone. Also, I was listening to a podcast this morning that said, you know, just rather than like, you know, when you hand you off the call, you kind of want to get a sense of what are they looking for? What do they want? You know, it's like, so I think I was making that mistake of trying to qualify them rather than just get in front of them first and qualify them later. So, you know what I mean? So it seems like it might be an inconvenience to like just drop everything, go show the house. But it seems like that is the way that it should. I was thinking of it backwards.
And that's the way most of us have been
Verification.
taught. But
Yeah.
statistics show that the people that are showing the most houses are the people that are closing the most deals, right? Whether or not 6 months down the road, a year down the road. So the idea is don't create any barriers to entry, right? It's like, have you been pre-approved? Like all these questions, like, well, wait a minute, I just want to go see the house. Can you do that for me? Sure. And while we're there, you're going to connect with me. We're going to bond. We're going to build a relationship. And whether you're 5, 6, 7 months down the road, I'm going to be here to be that person that helps you throughout this entire journey. So it's just a shift in the mindset, right? Shift in the mindset.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Ben, anything else?
I think we're good for now. I think the next step is seeing when Ojo gets everyone updated and access. And then after that, I think we're going to be doing periodic meetings, either every other week or every week, depends on how that pans out after the big rollout next Thursday. But
so what I think would be good moving forward, and what we could talk about this offline, is that we do a little bit of the educational piece, and then we get right into the communication piece, right? So there's a blend of the two. It's like how to do the things, and now how do I say these things when we're actually talking with the consumer? Like Julia has a question that comes up all the time on flex calls. What if they have another agent? Well, I mean, if they have another agent, we obviously want to respect that relationship. However, there's a reason why they're calling you. Is their agent out of town? Is their agent not providing them a high level of service? And if you were to find a property that fit their criteria, fit their budget, would you want me to send it to you, or would you want me to send it to your agent? Oh, okay, well, send it to me. Well, perfect. If I can ever be a resource for you, let me know. I'll be here. And so we can tread lightly there, Julia. There's some opportunities there, but I think that qualifying, because we want to find out if that shit is smoke. A lot of times it's just smoke to say, no, I have an agent, so you back off. Well, okay, cool, perfectly. So who's the agent? I might know them. I know so many agents in the area. Call their bluff, right? And so there's ways to get around that to see if it's smoke. And if it's a true, I have an agent, we're working together, wonderful, that person will be able to help you out. But if I do come across any properties that fit your criteria, should I send it to them or should I send it directly to your email? Perfect, right? So you pick up that relationship where that person may lose the relationship. But we want to always, of course, tread lightly, but qualify the question. So you guys, I think that next week, seeing as we have so many people here that have adopted for this meeting, let's continue to do this. There's going to be direct parallels to everything that you guys are doing with every single online lead source. What the consumer wants today is they want instant gratification. They want instant gratification. Who's going to be the person that shows them 123 Main Street? Wonderful. All the greetings and and salutations, that's all going to come, right? But all they want to do is, can you show me? Wonderful. When? Let's go. Cool. And now while you're there, show them the Joe Allen spirit, show them the build your relationship with them. So I found this helpful. Ben, I'm going to thank you for all of your insight and thoughts. Were you saying something, Colette? I'm sorry, because you're not muted. Colette, you're not muted. Colette, you're not muted.
Sorry. I got you.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, guys. So found this helpful. Ben, love this presentation. Let's put the slide deck in Slack if it's not already there. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. The buyer's consultation, once again, it's come up a couple of times, is going out today. Have some fun with it. Joellen, if you have 5 minutes to stay on afterwards so we can connect. Cool. Everyone else, you don't have to leave, but you can't stay here. Appreciate you. And
catch you later.
We'll see you guys soon. All right. Peace.
I'm gonna share.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everyone, you guys can duck out. Lauren,
They're trying to listen in. They want to hear. They want to ear hustle.
Right.
Ear hustlers.
Let me remove.
I'm sorry. Who did you say to stay?
Joe Allen.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Right. Bye.
Bye.
Vivian, Jane, Michelle, you guys can duck out. Appreciate you. All right, let's just get them out of the room. Let me remove my, okay, let me remove them, remove, submit. Don't report. Michelle, I'm gonna remove you from the room. And then don't report. Okay, cool. Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
Good to see you. All right, so I put some notes in the Spark Hire, but you might not have seen that.
Yeah, I went into Spark Hire right now and I can't see anything. It just says your interview is completed.
That's weird. Okay, cool. So let me just pull up your.
I sent you a screenshot to your email of what I see.
Okay, let me pull it up really quick and forgive us. This is still new. So completed here. Let's see, where are my notes? Let me see. Clone interview. No, I don't want to clone that interview. Hold on. So let's go to this and let's see how this is. Okay, so I did leave some notes here. Where are my notes? This is weird.
And is this a system that I have right here, like the dashboard?
You don't have this system, but where are the notes? View history. Gosh darn it, I put a bunch of notes in here yesterday. Library, let's see. Anyways, all right, let's just go back through the interview. So let's just say watch. All right. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So I did put some questions and answers in here. So overall, this was a solid presentation with a few polishing points needed. On question 1, we want to hear how you asked for the buyer's appointment. So please redo that question. I don't know why
Okay.
it's not giving you back that information. So check it out. So when we play this,
I book my buyer's consultation either over Zoom or at a location. Whatever my client is comfortable with, I will meet them there.
and so I should probably elaborate on that question because I want to hear how you ask for the buyer's consultation, right? So say, and let's just role play through this. So I'm a consumer. I didn't like the house. We're standing in the kitchen, or we're standing in the driveway. Yeah, we really didn't like it. How do you schedule for the buyer's presentation? Like, what's the verbiage around that? So yeah, we didn't like it, Joellen.
Yeah, I can totally tell there was some things that were off. I was, I could see how you guys were feeling. Well, what I can do is I know there's a few other properties in the area that I'll see if I can get you in, and pretty fast, because I know you guys don't